What if the reason your life keeps repeating certain patterns has nothing to do with effort, intelligence, or even intention? What if the events you call random are actually following a hidden structure that has been quietly organizing your reality for years? There is a law operating beneath what you can see, beneath what you feel, beneath what you consciously decide. A law so subtle that most people never realize they are living inside it, yet so precise that nothing escapes its influence. This law doesn't announce itself through dramatic signs. It works silently, through patterns, timing, emotional gravity, and repetition. And here's the unsettling part. By the time something shows up in your physical world, it has already been agreed upon at a deeper level. If you're watching this right now, it's not because you were searching for information. It's because something in you is ready to recognize the structure behind experience. Metaphysics is often misunderstood as abstract or theoretical, but in truth, it is deeply practical. It is the study of what comes before reality becomes visible. Physics explains motion. Psychology explains behavior. But metaphysics explains why certain outcomes become available to you at all. Before an event occurs, before a decision is made, before emotion reacts, there is an internal condition already shaping what is possible. Most people attempt change at the level of action. They adjust habits, chase motivation, set goals, and apply pressure. But metaphysics reveals something gentler and far more effective. Reality responds not to force, but to internal organization. If your inner structure is fragmented, reality mirrors fragmentation. If your inner structure is coherent, reality reorganizes naturally. The hidden question has never been, what should I do? The real question has always been, what state am I operating from, consistently? At the metaphysical level, reality does not respond to desire. Desire is volatile. It rises, falls, contradicts itself. Reality responds to stability, because stability is measurable. Your nervous system, your emotional baseline, your default expectations, and the identity you silently return to under pressure are constantly emitting a signal, not an intention, a pattern. This pattern operates whether you are conscious of it or not. It is present in how you breathe when nothing is happening, in how your body reacts before your mind explains, in what you expect just before something unfolds. That pattern becomes the reference point reality organizes around. This is why two people can want the same outcome and experience completely different results. One is broadcasting inconsistency. The other is broadcasting coherence. Effort applied on top of internal fragmentation creates friction. That friction is experienced as fatigue, frustration, and repeated setbacks. It feels like pushing, forcing, chasing. Alignment, on the other hand, removes internal contradiction. When the nervous system, emotional state, and identity stop pulling in different directions, momentum appears naturally. Not because you tried harder, but because nothing inside you is resisting the movement anymore. Reality is not a wall that needs to be broken. It is not an obstacle testing your worth. It is a responsive system, constantly recalibrating itself around the most consistent internal reference point it detects. Think of a thermostat rather than a battlefield. The system doesn't argue with the setting, it adjusts to it. When your inner state shifts briefly, through motivation, inspiration, or temporary confidence, reality barely moves. The signal is too unstable to reorganize around. But when that inner state becomes familiar, embodied, and emotionally regulated, reality begins to adapt automatically. It has no alternative. This is why breakthroughs often occur after people stop struggling. Not because struggle was wrong, but because it was rooted in internal conflict. The moment resistance dissolves, coherence takes its place, and coherence is legible to reality. Ancient knowledge systems understood this with technical precision, not metaphor. They observed that consciousness precedes form, and that form follows pattern with absolute consistency. They did not treat emotions as moods. They treated them as structural information. They did not treat identity as personality. They treated it as a stabilizing field. Your beliefs are not commands. Beliefs change too easily. Your emotions are not instructions. Emotions fluctuate. Your state of being, the condition you return to when nothing is demanded of you, is the directive. When your internal identity becomes coherent, emotionally regulated, mentally clear, and somatically grounded. The external world reorganizes itself around that coherence. Opportunities stop feeling chased and start feeling timed. Not because time changed, but because resistance dissolved. Relationships stop triggering constant friction and begin to stabilize. Not because people changed, but because your signal did. Decisions stop feeling heavy and forced. They begin to feel obvious, almost inevitable. This is not coincidence. It is not luck. It is not optimism. It is structural response. Reality is not reacting to what you want. It is responding to what you are sustaining. The hidden law is simple, but exact. Reality conforms to the most stable internal pattern present. Not what you wish for, not what you fear, not what you affirm in moments of hope, but what you consistently embody, especially when no one is watching and nothing is happening. And once that pattern stabilizes, reality reorganizes quietly, faithfully, and without resistance. Here is the part most people never hear. You are not meant to control reality. You are meant to become the condition that reality naturally aligns with. When your inner world stops contradicting itself, the outer world stops resisting. When your identity stabilizes, outcomes synchronize. This is why gentleness matters, why awareness matters, why presence changes more than pressure ever could. You don't reshape reality by demanding different results. You reshape it by refining the internal structure that produces results automatically. Metaphysics is not about escape or belief. It is about responsibility, but a compassionate one. The moment you understand that reality is responding to who you are being, not what you are chasing, something relaxes inside you. And in that relaxation, coherence forms. From coherence, alignment emerges. From alignment, reality reshapes itself. Not dramatically, not instantly, but inevitably. Because once the internal structure changes, the external world follows, quietly, faithfully, and without resistance. That is the hidden law. And now that you can see it, it is already at work.